今日は何曜日です。木曜日. Today is Thursday, December 8th, 2022 here in Pacifica, California. It got as low as 41 and I think it got up to 52-ish, but it's freaking chillax style, MedakaMetal style. It's not really metal, but today the metal Medaka is Aerosmith Permanent Vacation, released in the summer of 1987. I was in Tokyo, Japan, living life. Still living life, but I loved it back then just because I was a lot younger. Less experience, but awesome times. Today, on my favorite whiteboard again, the small sucker right here, I was drawing these things up, and I'm like, well, this is a question that a lot of the Japanese hobbyists will not know. I think if you ask, I think 50% of the hobbyists will not know where the term Medaka came from. So I'm going to talk about where or how the term Medaka came to be. And on top of that, after I was drawing all this stuff, I was like, well, it's easy to teach people how to write Medaka in kanji. So in Japanese, we have kanji, we have hiragana, and we have katakana. I think a lot of the people on the internet, when you Google Medaka, you'll see it written in hiragana, which is the simplest way. And then in katakana, you seldom see it written in kanji. It's the most difficult. But after watching this kanji is going to be the easiest way for you to write Medaka in Japanese. So that's what I'm going to try to accomplish today. But let me take a real quick sip with all you Medaka heads out there. The best beer of the day is the beer that I could have when I'm recording this with you, sitting next to me. And I guess that's something that is how I am recording this. Just thinking that you're sitting next to me. We're just having a conversation. So, kanpai chin chin chayo in a glass. Oh, yeah. Whenever you get beer, man, just put in a glass cup. And it tastes, even the crappiest beer will taste good. So let's see. How did the term Medaka, why is it called a Medaka? So, walking in a rice field, there was an older gentleman with a little young lad, and they saw this little fish swimming in the rice fields. So the old man was like, "Look at that little fish," to the young lad. And they're like, "Well, it's a little fish, but what should we call this little fish?" And the little kid was like, "Little fish? No, but we need to call it something that distinguishes it. Think about the characteristics of the little fish." So the young kid goes, "Well, it has big eyes. And it's positioned high up near the top." So the old man is like, "Well, you're talking about big eyes, and it's positioned high up. Not just high up, but near the top of the body, right? Top of the head, basically." So he's like, "Well, eye, high. Eye in Japanese is me. High in Japanese is takai. But when you combine these two kanjis together, it turns into Medaka. Medaka. So that's a little story about how or why we call medakas medakas nowadays. And again, this is something like a lot of the Japanese don't even know. So Medaka の名前の由来っていうのは日本でも知らない方いますよね。でも漢字を見ればこの目が高いところにあるところ、これを見ればそういう由来でこのメダカのキャラクター特徴を見てそれが名前になったんだっていうのがわかる。それだけ今日は言いたかったですんで、ちょっといっぱい。Let me take a real quick sip. So, I did promise that after watching this, you're going to learn how to write the kanji for Medaka. It's pretty simple. When you look at the kanji itself, a lot of the kanji is derived from shapes, the objects of what they're talking about, or what it's representing. That's probably the better word. So, Medaka. Me is eye. Here's an eyeball here. This is 80s style, like Thrasher's skater eyeball, but when you draw an eyeball, and when you want to turn this eyeball, illustration of an eyeball, into a kanji, you have this. It's basically an eyeball. Now, when you think about something high, tall, in Japan, well, you think about the Tokyo Tower, but back then they didn't have the Tokyo Tower. So when you go to temples in Japan, you're going to see these towers. So when you imagine something that is tall, a tall structure, you're going to think about this tower. So you draw the tower. You draw the tower. Medaka. Now you know how to draw right Japanese in kanji. Medaka. This is not a sperm. I'm using this stuff, okay? And it's really hard to draw a medaka, but I tried to make the eyes look big and make it look like it's up there near the end, near the top, and all that stuff. But that was my attempt of doing that. So that is 8 minutes, man. Okay, I could wrap this up within 10 minutes because anything longer than 10 minutes, it gets really boring. And I know that. So, Medaka in kanji here. Medaka in hiragana. Medaka in katakana. Kanji is the most difficult to write in Japanese. But in this case, I think it's the easiest. Because you're just drawing an eyeball. And you're just drawing a tower. So hopefully after watching this, you know how to write kanji. At least for something that you love, something that you adore, and something that you're just infatuated with. Which right now is Medaka, right? Medaka rice fish, Japanese rice fish. Let me take a real quick sip. So, Medaka. Medaka. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday on Instagram Live, and he's like, well, I was like, well, I'm doing this influenced by Run DMC. And I didn't really realize it until this second, but like, okay, I'm listening to this. I guess well, the reason why I think Aerosmith is still huge till this day is because of Run DMC. Where back in, what was that, 1986, when Run DMC released Raising Hell, a cover of Run DMC featuring Steven Tyler and Joe Perry, they made a huge comeback because they were on drugs and all that until 84, 85, and I think the collaboration that they did with Run DMC just brought them back into the spotlight. And this is kind of like a Run DMC influenced with the red Medaka. I should actually do this in, let me see. What I should have done is put the Japanese twist where the kanji that we learned. This is how you write me. That's the I. And daka. So it doesn't look too shabby, but once you just like fatten the edges up maybe a little bit. Or something like that. Maybe that's like a future Medaka logo, which I don't know. Maybe it looks kind of crappy right now, but maybe it'll look okay if it's just like a small point. Or I'm just talking out of like the left field, like, or just do this. We have the eyeball with the tall tower like this. You have another one. You need to compress this to make it look like a logo, but maybe it'll be something. But in case you don't even know what I'm talking about right now, like Run DMC, freaking awesome. Like, I went to Shibuya to watch them. It was the first Japanese concert that they ever had, and I was fortunate enough to wear my Adidas Superstars to watch that. But their logo, you may have seen this. I mean, it's pretty everywhere. It's basically red, and it says Run DMC. You recognize that? That's pretty iconic, like an iconic logo right there. So I don't even know where I'm going with this, but let me take a real quick sip and just. Hopefully that wasn't a waste of everybody's time, but like, again, this is something that a lot of the Japanese people don't really think about. They just call them Medaka, but like, why are they called Medaka, right? It's a little history behind where, or why the Medakas are called Medakas. Medaka. Picture this and you'll know how to write the kanji Medaka for your favorite species of fish that you're keeping right now. Okay, enough of me. We'll do it again next time. Instagram is where I could be found at MedakaMetal. DM me there if you have any questions. Leave me a comment on this is how you do things on YouTube, right? So YouTube, comments down there. Just ask me a question, whatever. And if I have experience, I will answer based on my experience. If I don't know, I'll just say, look, man, I don't know, man. That's just too advanced and all that stuff. So thumbs up, thumbs down, I guess. That'll guide me what direction I want to take this, I guess. I don't even know where I want to take this. It's just, for me, it's just like fun, chillax style. And it gives me an opportunity to kind of get to know people that are into the hobby in the United States and just talk about our experiences. And I think that's for us, a lot of us, that's all we're looking for. And that's all we're seeking, right? Just creating a community. That's pretty awesome. It's new, right? It's 5-6 years in. There's still a lot of people getting into the Medaka. Again, man, hopefully, when I see you next time, hopefully we're all able to write Medaka in Kanji. Okay? Just think about the eyeball in this Japanese tower right there. All right, thank you very mucho gracias for tuning in again. We'll do it again next time. Just give me feedback so I know what we all want to talk about and how we are having fun with the Medakas and the experience and all that stuff. So we'll do it again next time, MedakaMetal style. Thank you, Aerosmith. Thank you, Run DMC. And thank you all, Medaka heads. All right. Outs.